So late at night, I would say around 9, somewhere between 8 and 9 o'clock p.m. on the 28th, New York State Park Police and New York State Police were kind of sent out to an unusual incident where we believe that there's a possible victim or victims that went into the falls due to passerbys. So once we start investigating that, our Bureau of Criminal Investigation worked with New York State Park Police with the assets that they have. We use a lot of their assets because they're right there, and it's a lot quicker than our assets could get on the ground there. So we started working the case and working with what little information we really had, and through the outcome overnight and then throughout most of the next day, which would be the 29th, we come to the conclusion that a mother, 33-year-old mother, a 9-year-old son, and then a 5-month-old were all gone over the falls. Now, we do believe it is intentional, but the circumstances of that investigation, or the circumstances of what actually happened, is still under investigation. But we know that they went over, like I said, due to the information with Park Police and some of the information that we're able to obtain through multiple different sources in and around Niagara Falls, and pieces of evidence we're able to come across through search warrants. We were able to come up with, they went there and they never came out. So that's where we're at. And for some unknown reason, like I said, there's safety railings, there's a lot of security measures at the state parks, so it's not something where they just stumbled in. And we're talking about Luna Falls. So if anyone knows the area, Goat Island is the furthest, Luna's kind of in between, and then you actually have Niagara Falls itself, like, dry land. This is a small area where it's right at the crest of the falls, and that's where we believe at that point is where they went in. Now, what were the actual, circumstances of how that went down? That is the part that we may know or may be able to solve, or we may never know. But the fact of the matter is, we don't believe there are any other parties involved. We're just talking about those 3 victims, those 3 individuals.
Cameras there and witnesses, what did witnesses tell you that they saw?
Well, we're not going to get into what the witnesses saw because that could, like I said, it's still an ongoing case. But it is alarming what they told us, and yes, there are cameras there. We'll speak on that in a second. But the fact of the matter is, that's not the only, that's a small portion of a story that we don't have a bigger picture of. So we had to go outside of that. We had to get cells, we had to get family involved, we had to get schools involved, we had to get a lot of information. We had to do search warrants, we had to go through some houses to figure out if we can obtain any sort of information or any sort of pre-planned or pre-disclosed information that would help in our case. And what we've come up with a sum of all of those things is that they definitely went there on that night, and none of them returned. But like I said, due to the information we have, we do know it was an intentional act, but the reason why is tougher to answer.
Both her children?
Both her children. She is the mother of both children.
Different fathers? I noticed different ones.
Correct. Different fathers, but both her children.
Are both fathers aware and cooperating?
Everyone in the family that we've contacted, even the fathers of the children, have been very cooperative. They've been very forward with us with all information, and actually because of that, we're able to kind of speed this up quite a bit on our investigative end.
Is this a criminal investigation? How exactly does that kind of play out?
It's a criminal investigation if we're going to make an arrest, but in this case, we are not going to make an arrest. But yes, everything we look at is when there's a death, we always look at the fact, was it an accidental or was it criminal? A lot of times, more often than not, it's criminal. But in this circumstance, I would say it would have been criminal, but the fact of the matter is we are not going to make an arrest. Therefore, it's more of a case of just trying to come up with closure. We kind of know a good sum of what happened. We're not going to release everything, but it's more for closure for the family. And that's where, like I said, New York State Park Police are going to come in very heavy in the very near future when it comes to recovery.
Are you investigating it as a suicide, murder? What do you call it?
We don't want to say that outright, but it's I would say very close to that. We don't have enough definitive information to totally go with that, but also we don't like to assume when it comes to police work. We like to have it's either this or it's this. So right now we're in that gray area of it could be, but very much might not be. That's where we're at.
Who went into the water first?
That's all stuff we're still trying to work on. We have a good idea due to the information that we have that the 9-year-old went in first, and then outside of that, it was a ripple effect.
And the younger one after the 9-year-old?
Correct.
And then the mother?
Correct.
But the younger was 5 months?
Months. Yes.
So the mother would
Yes, in a sense. I mean, we don't have that on camera, so it's tough to say.
Is it believed she may have been chasing after them, or?
No, we believe this was intentional.
It was intentional?
Yeah, due to the information we have, due to the way the makeup of that area is. Yeah, there's no mistaking. Yes.
You know, whenever we hear about this, you don't hear about that often.
Right.
But is there any mental health message that you guys have? Is there any other area of this you want to cover?
And that's the thing, that's part of our investigation where our guys are working on with family and obviously with friends, with their neighbors and with things like that. Was there any indicators of anything going on either at home, with the kids, with school? I mean, there's a multitude, right? All of us live, you know, high stress lives and things can get stressful, especially when you have two kids. Halloween's coming. And there's a lot that's going on, but we are working with the family. Like I said, the family's been great. The family's working with us. They're telling us everything, her coworkers, different things like that. We don't see any indicators of anything, I guess, that would meet the level of that kind of high stress or mental instability. But the fact of the matter is, any of that could exist, maybe just didn't get caught. But it's one of those things where maybe not to deal with this certain scenario, but if anyone in your family has some sort of issues or maybe indicators, or if you pick up on something like that, it's always good to see something, say something, right? Call law enforcement, call a professional to help out with family, because the worst news of that family's day was received just yesterday morning. So that's where we don't want to be, and that's why we do our best to try and come to some sort of resolve, investigate it to the best of our ability, but sometimes the best of our ability is all the information that we can gather and give it our, closest best guess, right?
So still looking to see if there is any sort of mental health.
It's still, like I said, we're talking in 2 day span here, we are talking about this. We have it to a point where this is what we're pretty confident believe happened, but there's a lot of, I guess, voids in the amount of information and speculation, and that's something that's going to keep on going. Our BCI, Bureau of Criminal Investigation, are still working on this, and this will continue, and we will continue to work with New York State Park Police, like he can say in a minute, about search and rescue, because like I said, we can talk all day long, but this family wants to know what happened and where's my family. So that's where the search and rescue in the next couple of weeks is going to be very tough for them. Definitely as trick-or-treaters, when we're talking young kids, they're going to be reminded of that, reminded of their daughter. But as we kind of approach into the next, couple holiday months, that's where these guys are going to, really put their best foot forward and bring closure to this family.
Trying to paint the picture a little bit here of the night. I mean, it's dark, right? Were there a lot of people around? I know there were some passerbys that called it in, right?
We did interview, sporadic people in the area, and you might not have been right there, but if someone was there, we're going to try and do an interview working together here. The more information, the better. It creates a story, right? We're able to track that. We have Niagara Falls is, a hub of activity, so we have a lot of cameras, a lot of things going on in the area. We use Niagara Falls Police Department a few times during this whole thing as well, besides New York State Park Police, on the ground there with their assets. So it wasn't just a one-stop shop. It required a lot of assets in the area and different specialties within our jobs to kind of go in and try and do the best we can for the family.
In that area where they went over, it's all fenced off, right? There's a barrier, so they had to climb over?
There's typically some sort of, maybe not a wall like you would describe, but some kind of appropriate barrier to where if you cross this, it's probably going to be, dangerous or something. No different than Letchworth State Park or any of these others, or Valley, where there's some sort of security measure there. And if you go beyond this point, it's very dangerous. And that's very similar to Niagara Falls. We have millions of people come into this area, so it has to be secure, it has to be safe.
Is it fair to say they climbed some sort of a fence to get over?
Yes.
When the mother with the child went over the gorge there, that was a lot different because that wasn't quite as steep, right? Talk about how far down this one location.
So this location, to put it in perspective, it's like right on the edge of Niagara Falls, so you can see the falls, crest right over. It's a vantage point of where people would go, not to view the falls, but to be right next to the falls. And it is quite a bit of height difference, but it's not as much the height, it is the rocks and the terrain that's at the bottom. It's not like you're jumping, into a pond or some just, fresh body of water. It's very rocky. The terrain is obviously very deadly. That's why the falls is very deadly, and that's why those safety measures are put in place. So it's not as much about the height. I mean, yes, it's Niagara Falls, right? It's a considerable amount of height, but it's the terrain that's at the very bottom of that area in which they would have landed.
Were any bodies recovered?
No, not at this time.
Is there a surveillance camera in that area? Is there footage of this?
You know what, I think I'm gonna I'm just gonna slide over so you have the
Yeah.
mics.
Yeah, so in the area, there are, in fact, a number of cameras all along, within the reservation park. There is some video footage of the individuals. We know that they were there. We know that they did not leave. So that's really all I would speak to in terms of the cameras. I'm not going to speak to the investigation itself, but they were an aid in the investigation. I can say that.
Do you know what time they arrived?
I don't have that exact time, but it was sometime shortly before, somewhere in between 8 and 9 o'clock that we have them on film in the reservation park
You've been with Park Police for how long?
for 32 years.
And have you ever seen something quite like this?
Everyone is different. Now, I will say that, our hearts absolutely go out to the victims' families. Every member of the State Park Police that has worked on this is working on this tirelessly. Many of them have children of their own, so it certainly hits home. But this one, definitely tugs on your heartstrings. Yep.